my daughter's best friend was in there in the bathroom hiding when it all happened. She said she heard gunshots and she ran into the bathroom. She's scared for her life.
AAA reporting the national average for the price of regular gas is now $4.47 a gallon. That's up 2 cents from Saturday. You're listening to USA Radio News.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes,
Good morning, everybody.
overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-9336.
Good morning.
Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-444-9336. 800-444-9336.
Americans are continuing to have trouble finding baby formula as one of the United States' leading manufacturers, Abbott, waits for FDA approval to reopen its factory in Michigan. California Democratic Congressman Brad Sherman, appearing on Fox News, explains how to fix this formula shortage.
We need to maximize imports, maximize production to deal with the short term. Long term, we need a host of strategic reserves and or surplus capacity available.
Since the administration started working with manufacturers, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki says Gerber has increased baby formula production by 50% and Reckitt's has done so by 30%. NASCAR drivers making their final preparations at the Kansas Speedway for the Advent Health 400. Green flag drops today just after 3 o'clock Eastern Time. This is USA Radio News.
Gunsmoke. Fort Laramie. Have gun. Will travel.
Frontier Gentleman.
Luke Slaughter of Tombstone.
The greatest radio shows of all time. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. On many of these radio stations or online. Just search for Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. That's Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Americans are finding some grocery store shelves empty as supply chain disruptions continue to impact the United States. Michigan Republican Congresswoman Lisa McClain says this is a result of government restrictions.
If government gets out of the way, gives some power to the business people in America, they'll actually figure out how to be productive and this crazy word called and being more energy efficient and energy conscientious.
The United States is also dealing with the highest prices in 40 years, especially at the gas pump. Border communities are concerned with the lack of White House visits to the southern border as illegal immigrants continue to cross into the country at the highest levels in 2 decades. Eagle Pass Mayor Pro Tem Yolanda Ramon joins Fox News and says her city feels overlooked.
We are totally being ignored here in the border, and that's not, what the U.S. should be about.
2 Game 7s in the NBA playoffs set to take place on Sunday. In the first matchup, the Boston Celtics will host the Milwaukee Bucks. That game tips off just after 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And in the
They played last night.
The Phoenix Suns will host the Dallas Mavericks with that game tipping off just after 8 o'clock Eastern Time. For USA
I knew
News,
they were going to lose.
I'm Tim Berg.
I had this feeling that they were going to lose. And unfortunately, that feeling was right.
Are those of the host and do not express the views of WVVF ownership.
Tampa's still in, though.
Radio. Content aired on all programs are those of the host and their guests.
Tampa's still in, though, so that's good. All right, let me get my open going here. There we go.
Hey, yo, what's happening?
This morning.
I mean, what's happening in Middleboro and surrounding towns? It's time.
When are you doing the Oprah Coke later?
Review.
Probably
with your
first segment.
host, Joey Driscoll. Stay tuned
Probably right
for
after the
news,
weather.
Middleboro
When are you gonna do the
news, here on AM
recommendations, music
1530
thing?
Second
WBS.
segment.
Hey, Joey, what's happening?
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Middleboro in Review. Today is the 15th of May, 2022. We are in the middle of May, officially, and it is finally spring. After weeks upon weeks of cold and below average weather and rainy weather and things like that. But we are now officially in spring. I want to say good morning to Don. Good morning, Don.
Good morning, Joe. You're right. Spring has sprung like the Jack in the Box.
Yes, it's here, so...
It just sprung out. And wow, okay. Hey.
So it's here.
It's 85 already. Hey.
It was I think it was 85 yesterday. We got into the mid-80s yesterday, which is very interesting. But it was also a shock to the system because it was humid. Very humid outside. So I had my windows open in my room and throughout the house all day yesterday to keep it cool in there. It was a little tough sleeping last night. It was a little humid last night. Yeah, it is now spring.
I was so happy to have it, even though it was a little hot, I was fine with that because it's been so windy and chilly that I'm like, yay.
Yeah.
I'm like, yay, no covers, nothing. Friday was the gem. Friday was scrumptious Friday.
Well, we have a lot going on today on the show. A lot of miscellaneous topics, interesting topics that we want to talk about today. Want to mention, we're in the middle of May, and again, summer is right around the corner. Summer is a great time to get out and take a walk, and there's plenty of places in Middleboro to go and take a walk and enjoy spending a day at. Pierce Playground's one of them. Pierce Playground, beautiful area there. They got a pool that is open during the summer months. Sure that it's going to be open at some point pretty soon. I haven't seen any date that it's going to be open yet, but I know this summer is also the summer camp program as well. I haven't not seen a date for that starting yet either, but that's usually after the 4th of July holiday. That's usually after the fair that they have every year, and that's going to be coming up pretty soon too, so there'll be a date for that, I'm sure. Either it's already been announced or will be announced probably by the end of May. So there's a lot going on in Middleboro. Of course, plenty of other places as well. Pratt Farm and things like that have plenty of things for you to do. And Soul Homestead as well is another place to go to spend a beautiful spring or summer day. So warmer weather means more opportunity to go out and see the outdoors of Middleboro. Middleboro is a beautiful town, a lot to see. Don, your thoughts on that?
You're absolutely correct, sir. You are correct.
Absolutely, yeah.
You got Pratt Farm. You have also too Tispiquin area down there, the reserve.
Yep.
Down there near Tispiquin is pretty nice. We walked in there, and there's I can't name all the parks. I think we should make a
Weston Forest. Weston Forest is also.
And there's probably oodles of other ones we don't know about. So we need to go on some sort of journey and find them. I think we should go on a nitty-gritty journey, Middleboro Forest tour.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah,
You know?
that'd be great. I'd love to do that.
So, yeah, there's so much to do in Middleboro. You can walk around. I mean, Joe was talking about Pierce Playground. You can just go and sit on the hill
Yeah.
and have a picnic and just relax and just enjoy the sun. You know, it's finally beautiful out. I mean, not today. I mean, it's raining. I mean, it's kind of overcast.
Yeah, little rain
But
in the
that's all right.
forecast
Weather's
today.
good.
A little overcast stuff today,
But
it should. I think the clouds are going to break today.
Yeah.
We're going to get to the weather right now. Right now, outside of our Taunton Federal Credit Union studios here at 14 Church Green, it is 63 degrees outside. A high of 78 today, and the clouds are supposed to break. We're supposed to have mostly, partly sunny skies. Partly sunny skies today. And tomorrow is going to be 79 degrees with a low of 56. And tonight's low will be 58. Mostly sunny skies all week from this Sunday to next Sunday. No rain in the forecast anywhere.
is that the Middleboro?
That's Taunton.
Taunton, the center of the universe.
Yes.
You have to make sure.
In Taunton.
Now, quick question, not to get before you go and think. Did Barry yesterday introduce you the way he introduced you last week?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh. Don't you feel like a
Pretty much,
superstar?
yes.
Anybody who gives you an introduction like that, you got to feel like you're the most famous person on the planet.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I'll let you back to the weather. So that was Taunton.
That was Taunton.
Center of the
Driscoll,
universe.
Texas.
What about Middleboro?
Well, we'll get into that.
Okay.
Driscoll, Texas, 68 degrees. A high of 97 in Driscoll, Texas today. Pretty hot. I believe that is still above average. It's going to be above average, I think, all week over there in Driscoll, Texas.
Or down there.
Or down there in Driscoll, Texas, actually. Yes, down there. So, 97 today. Could see 100 tomorrow. A high of 99 tomorrow. And the lows, lower 60s, upper 60s and lower 70s. Even some higher 70s for the lows during the week in Driscoll, Texas. No rain in the forecast either there. Middleboro, 62 degrees and cloudy skies. Like I said, that will break. 77 for the high today. 58 for the low tonight. Should be comfortable weather, hopefully for sleeping tonight. Unlike last night, like I mentioned earlier. 56 for the low tomorrow night with a high of 78 tomorrow. So mid-70s most of the week in Middleboro. No rain in the forecast either. Driscoll, North Dakota, 44 degrees outside. A high of 68, a low of 43, cloudy today. But right now it is sunny outside, so that might change the weather forecast there. That might change to sunny skies. But tomorrow 70 in Driscoll, North Dakota, with a low of 48, and there is rain in the forecast in Driscoll, North Dakota on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. So mostly good weather forecasts there today, except for Driscoll, North Dakota with some rain in the forecast, but mostly good weather forecasts there. All right, want to get to our first topic of the morning here, and that's talking about the Ocracoke British Cemetery. They had a ceremony on Friday, and that ceremony celebrates or honors British sailors who sacrificed their lives defending American shores. The annual Ocracoke British Cemetery ceremony and reception took place Friday, May 13th at 11 a.m. And this year's ceremony marked the 80th anniversary of the sinking of the HMT Bedfordshire, which took place on May 11th, 1942. So Wednesday was the 80th anniversary of the sinking. And there is a graveside memorial ceremony every year. And me and John have gone to Okokoke. Did we go to the British Cemetery?
Yes.
Okay, so we did.
Yes.
Okay.
That's how we found out about it.
Yes. Okay.
That's how we started getting getting interested into it. A story behind that is the 4 sailors were washed up in shore.
Yeah.
Around the time of the sinking in 1942. I'm not too sure when they found the bodies, but the townspeople of Okokoke found them and found a piece of land so that they can bury them. And it was, for the longest time, you can look it up too. I mean, there's a whole slew of stories, but it was the townspeople who took care of the grave, and then later on it became British soil. It was ceded over to Britain.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, the 4 soldiers are buried on home soil. That's a point in time, and that every year, contingents from the Royal Navy, the Canadians, I believe, come too. I think the Canadian Navy too, and the U.S. Coast Guard. They do the ceremony every year, and the reason the Canadian Navy's there is because there was 4 Canadian sailors who died on that boat too. So they only found 4. The rest went down with the ship. Never found the bodies. So it's
yes, two named sailors and 2 unnamed sailors that are buried at that cemetery.
Right, and it is British soil now because they, United States ceded it over to England, or at least did, or something like that. But it's just interesting because a British cemetery in the middle of the North Carolina area, on Okokoke Island in the United States is not something you see all the time.
No, absolutely not. The British Cemetery commemoration is presented every year by the Friends of the Graveyard of the Atlantic Museum, the Okokoke Community, Okokoke Preservation Society, the United States Coast Guard, Coast Guard Auxiliary 16-04, the National Park Service, and the Commonwealth War Graves Commission. Those are the individuals, and
they have the bagpipes going.
Yes, there's some pictures of that as well, bagpipes, and there's a couple of pictures here on the website.
And if you go on YouTube and you type that in, Okokoke British Graveyard, Okokoke, North Carolina, there's the ceremony. The one I found, which was the best one, was from 2010. It was their 68th anniversary, but they got the Coast Guard dignitaries, the commanders, and they all look great in their uniform, all squared away, and it's just a great ceremony. It just makes you proud to be. It just makes you proud just to see that these people come out to honor the ship and the 4 soldiers. Pretty much everyone on the ship they're honoring.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I just think people need to sit. They need to. Anything that makes you feel good as far as sacrifice and honor should be sought out, in my opinion. Instead of just getting caught up in your own life, that's something. That ship went down protecting the U.S. Coast. I mean, there was submarines everywhere at that point in time in North Carolina, and we really needed the British help. because it was the beginning. I mean, it was May of 42. We just, we were in the war since what, December 41. We were just
getting.
We were ramping up production and getting everything ready.
Just getting into the war. Yeah.
So
exactly. Yeah.
That's those were some tough times.
And the war got pretty close to the States. It did. It got pretty close to the States. There was some battles right off the coast of. I think there was one battle off the coast of Massachusetts.
There's also, it's funny, there's also a footage of a German sub going a little bit up the Hudson River.
Yeah, I believe there was a battle off the coast of Rhode Island, I believe, or off the coast of, either Rhode Island or Massachusetts. There was a battle.
Right, involving subs.
Right. Yes, so it got pretty close to the States.
Yeah.
Okay, 7:24. We want to mention, before I'm going to take a break in just a minute, but want to mention the ways to listen to this show. First off, 99.7 FM, the FM, and 1530 AM on the radio. You can tune in to WVBF and listen to us. If you're outside of the Taunton area, outside of our listening area, and still want to listen to us, TuneIn is a good way to do so. TuneIn, Online Radio Box, Streama, several other websites are a great place to listen to us. If you are maybe on vacation and want to listen to us anytime.
Take us to Florida.
Take us to Florida, yes.
Take us to North Dakota. Take us to Timbuktu.
If you're outside of the Taunton area and outside of our listening area, online, tune in and stream.
Take us with you on vacation.
Great places to go and to listen to us.
That's right.
If you want to listen to this show anytime outside of the Sunday at 7 to 8 a.m. time frame, you can listen to us on the Facebook. We have a Facebook page, Middleboro in Review. That's our Facebook page. And you can listen to any show anytime. We have pretty much every single show.
That's right. If you want to get up at 3 in the morning and get your fix of Middleboro in Review, you can binge watch.
Yes, absolutely. So we have pretty much every single show on the Facebook and on the YouTube. Go to YouTube and search Middleboro in Review, and you'll find us there as well.
See a smiling face.
As well. So it is updated, the YouTube, so you can pretty much listen to every single show, again, on the YouTube and on the Facebook. And we have the Audio Now number, 605-562-7958. And
you wear a different shirt every week, though.
I do. Most weeks, yes, I do. Yes, yes, I do. Some weeks, I don't think there's been many weeks. I end up wearing the same shirt. I don't think there's been many weeks of that. I can go back and look.
Yeah, you can go back and look.
I can go back and look at some point, and I'll report back next week. But
yeah.
Anyway, 7:26. We're gonna take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back here on Middleboro in Review. We'll be right back, everybody. 3-2-0.
You gotta get a little faster at that. You're slow on that. I noticed that on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else is faster but you. How come?
I don't know. The buttons.
Everyone else is doing it. Why can't you do it?
I don't know.
It's the slow pants over there.
Alright. I get it.
You get on
I
it.
understand.
Yeah.
Motorcycle Association is an association
7:27.
of veterans from all branches of the United States Armed Forces.
When we come back from our commercial break, we will have
mission is to support those who have defended
we'll have our
and freedoms. Our focus is
music recommendation segment.
Provide a warm meal, clothing, shelter.
We got some interesting music to talk about today.
We have members members
The
from
Blues.
all 50 states
Yeah, they're all
living abroad.
3 blues songs, weren't they?
The Blues,
Continue
yeah.
to serve in our armed
We'll be
forces,
talking about the
with several
Blues.
serving in combat areas now. We sponsor and or participate in many motorcycle-related charity events each year, and as a non-profit organization, donate to various veteran care facilities and veteran charities. To learn more about the Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association and how you can join or support, please visit cvma2-2.org.
Hi, this is Martha Clopin, your host for Medicare Moment with Martha. Each week, we present the latest information on health, legal, and lifestyle issues that affect you and your family. It's fascinating, fast-paced, and fun as we explore all aspects of the Medicare maze. So join me for Medicare Moment with Martha, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sunday mornings at 9 on AM 1530 and 99.7 FM WVBF, your hometown radio station.
Spark Street Auto Body, located at 48 Spark Street in Brockton, Massachusetts, offers the highest quality collision repair and complete auto service for your car. They are a direct repair shop for all major insurance companies. You can reach them at 508-583-1495. They're open Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5, and 8 to 4 on Fridays. Call them today. You will not be disappointed. 508-583-1495.
2-0 enter guidance. Words. Okay. And we're back. 7:30 on the money. It just turned 7:30, and yeah, I turn the music down here. Here we go. Second half of the show here. 7:30 a.m. again. And our next segment is a music recommendation segment, Don.
Yes.
Yes, so we're going to be talking about the blues today. We're going to be talking about a particular couple of albums by the American blues singer Muddy Waters, and in particular his last 3. The first one I want to mention is an album that he released in 1977. January 10th of 1977, called Hard Again, and that was the first of 3, his final 3, and the first of 3 produced by Johnny Winter. And Johnny Winter, Don, tell us who Johnny Winter is.
Johnny Winter is the brother of Edgar Winter, and he's a talented blues musician, player. He's been around the circuit for a long time, and he's a blues guy. Johnny Winters is a blues guy, so he's paying homage to Muddy Waters. It's funny too, those early blues guys from the 40s and 50s, they didn't really get too, their management really wasn't too good to them as far as royalties. Those guys didn't have too much money. I can't speak for Muddy Waters, but a lot of them, they didn't have much. I remember hearing a story about the Rolling Stones finding a blues legend in Chicago working somewhere, and they were like, they're like, we listened to you all the time. We idolized you, in England. And meanwhile, they, so a lot of the musicians from the late 60s, early 70s, took a lot of these blues guys in and jammed with them.
Yeah.
And in this case, this album here, Muddy Waters, Johnny Winter produces, because Johnny Winter was on top of the world at that point in time.
Yeah. Hard Again, this album here, features songs like Cross-Eyed Cat, which is a fantastic blues song.
First time hearing it this morning, huh?
Yes.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I loved it. Deep Down in Florida, Jealous Hearted Man, Bus Driver. really a fantastic album. Hard Again, 1977.
That was the first.
First of 3, produced by Johnny Winter. The second being I'm Ready, which came out in 1978. The single, the title track on the album, I'm Ready. 33 Years. Rock Me, Screaming and Crying. A lot of great songs on there as well. So that came out in 78. And his final one that came out in 1981, also, again, produced by Johnny Winter as well. And then Muddy Waters, he unfortunately passed away in 1983. But some songs on this last album here, I'm a King Bee, Old Mean Frisco Blues, Forever Lonely, Sad Day. A lot of great songs in his late career. Muddy Waters, and it was produced by the great Johnny Winter as well.
A couple other songs we listened to too. Not going to get too detailed, but the Allman Brothers Comeback album in 1990.
Yep.
Good Clean Fun, I think that was the name of the album. No, sorry, that was a song on that. It was 7 Turns.
7 Turns, yeah.
And the song we listened to was 7 Turns. And
yeah.
that particular album I really liked. And I always liked the Allman Brothers radio plays, and I always liked the song. They got a lot of good songs, but something about that album, something about that song, 7 Turns, just I love. And the video, if you have a chance to watch the video on YouTube, it's such a beautiful video. It's Dickie Betts does lead vocals on this one, plays lead guitar. And at the end of the song, with Greg Allman's voice doing backup, it's just, oh my God, it just melts. Just melts. It just melts. And another song we listened to was by Kenny Wayne Shepherd. I think it was 1995. It was Deja Voodoo.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty blues-oriented song, too.
Yes.
And he was young at that point in time. He was in his 20s when he came out. So, I mean, 3 great blues songs we got to listen to in order.
And there are some fantastic blues artists that are around today. Some new ones as well. Joe Bonamassa, he came out in the past 20 years.
Right.
I mean, he's not new anymore, but he's been on the scene for about 20 years, and he's fantastic.
Well, I think we put it in perspective. You got Muddy Waters, which is old blues.
Yes.
And we have Allman Brothers, which is 70s blues, 60s, 70s blues, right?
Yeah.
Talk about their 80s album, actually 1990 album.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Kenny Wayne Shepherd, which he was young. I think
he was young at the time, yeah.
He was young at the time. And
yeah.
It was that particular song, and Kenny Wayne Shepherd in particular is a great player. And he really could tread it. He's great. And it's just, those 3 songs, it just took us through the time machine of blues.
Yes, and there are some artists in the blues genre that are making a name for themselves,
right,
even today.
Right, but
the blues is still around.
We're talking Muddy Waters' later album in 77. We're talking the Allman Brothers' comeback album in 1990, and then we're talking about, I think it was the debut album for, maybe it wasn't, I'm pretty sure, I think it might have been, from Kenny Wayne Shepherd, and I believe that came out in 95.
Yeah, and Bonamassa wasn't too far after. I think his debut came out in 2000, I think. I'm not 100% sure.
Dust Bowl came out. I think it was Dust Bowl.
Yeah.
Was one of them. And Clint Hughes was on that one.
Okay.
But we can sit here and talk all day about blues.
Yeah,
we'll get Jim here, and he can school us on how to do all this stuff.
Yeah, so all those great blues artists, a great genre of music, the blues.
One other thing, Joey, just I'm the off-point guy here. He's off point again. Oh my God, it's spring. We talked about, I should have said something. It's summer, it's spring, everyone's out, everyone's nice. Yeah. Keep an eye out for motorcycles. They're out now.
Yes.
Just be careful. The bikes are out. I've seen a lot of people on bikes yesterday, and they're just, they're dusting them off, and just be really careful that the bikes are out. A lot of people on bicycles are out. A lot of people walking now. So it's just, it's a different game now as far as people around you. You have to have eyes everywhere now. You don't want to hurt anybody. You don't want anyone getting killed. So just be really careful. Watch the motorcycles, watch the bikes, watch the the bicycles and the pedestrians and all that stuff. And all your new drivers too. A lot of kids are out, new drivers. And keep an eye on them too, because now they're out with their friends getting ice cream or doing their thing. Carload of 18, 17, 16-year-old kids just getting their license. You gotta have to be aware of that too, that they're not the best drivers yet. They're learning. So. And
I would also want to make people aware, just be careful on 44, Raynham, the Raynham area, the Raynham stretch there. Very busy during this time of year. Lot going on over there. It's busy all times of the year, but I think it gets busy, even more busy now.
Well, people have had cabin fever. Everyone's getting. You got the nice weather.
Yeah.
April was not too good. April was rainy, windy, and even the first couple weeks of May wasn't the best.
Yeah.
Now the weather's coming out, and people I gotta get out. I gotta do something. More people are out now than ever because in the last 2 years with the pandemic, hopefully in our rearview mirror. So you get more people are gonna be out. So
and school is out, at least for the seniors, in about a week or two.
Oh yeah, the seniors are gonna be running around like mad people.
Yeah.
I mean, they're running around. They gotta be.
Yeah.
They got to be out doing their thing and driving around and going to get breakfast in the morning, and they got to hang out with their friends. And
absolutely,
that's all the stuff I did when I got out early. We get together with your friends, and you go get breakfast, and you go somewhere. You go on a little trip somewhere locally, or you do something. But now those people are out and about.
Yeah,
and people are walking, so it's just it pays to slow down.
Absolutely.
I mean, that guy who double lined you, and you meet him at the light. You just look at him. It's like, really, I'm here at the light. I met up with you. You double lined me. You almost caused an accident because you were in a big hurry, and I just can't. And that's just like the whole oxymoron of it all. It's just like you pull up to somebody who just double lined you, almost had an accident because he was such a hurry, and you're sitting there looking at him like. You just want to get a look at this guy. You want to look at him, just like see what you just want to look at him. and the people, they're like, they can't look at you. They're just like the walk of shame. They just like But people, but you don't want to be looking at people and getting confrontational too. But sometimes you just gotta give a glance. Who would do that? And now I'm just sitting next to him. Hey, how you doing? So. All
right. Sports. Let's move on to sports. I want to do a sports segment real quick before we take another commercial break. NHL last night. I'm going to be quick on this. The Bruins are no longer playing past last night. That's all I'll say. A loss, which I expected, honestly.
Was it a bad loss?
No, it wasn't a bad loss. They played well.
Oh.
But... again, I expected this loss. They did lose 3-2 against.
That could have went anyway. I expected a loss, but they won 3-2. No, if it was 7-2, it was NBA scores. Then it's an expected loss.
No, I mean I didn't expect a 7-2 loss.
It's a point, though. All right, move on. I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I didn't expect a 7-2 loss.
Argumented here.
I'm just saying I didn't think both the Bruins and the Celtics would make it past. Their respective rounds. Let's hope the Celtics can win tonight. But we'll get to that in a second. So Hurricanes move on to the next round. The Tampa Bay Lightning are still in the playoffs. They are looking to three-peat as Stanley Cup champions. And good first step, beating the Maple Leafs of Toronto. So Maple Leafs again are out in the first round. That's been a problem for them over the past many years now. that in this century, actually, it's been a huge problem for them in the past 22 years, losing in the first round. The Maple Leafs do. The Oilers, the Edmonton Oilers, are on to the second round. Can they make it to the Stanley Cup? Can they win a Stanley Cup? We'll see. They beat the Kings. The Penguins and the Rangers, Game 7 tonight. That's a good series. That's been a good series. The entire way here in the first round. Two good teams. Two historical teams who have made it to the at least the Penguins have. I'm not sure how many, if any. I'm not sure if the Rangers have made it to the Stanley Cup before. I think they've won maybe one or two. But I know the Penguins have won two in the past 20 years or so. So they are very, very good, and they could win a third. The Penguins definitely could win a third. Another team who could make it to the finals is the Dallas Stars. Can they beat the Calgary Flames tonight? We'll see. That is the NHL. NBA. The big game to watch tonight is the Milwaukee Bucks and the Boston Celtics. That's the big one.
Is the Greek in there?
The Greek Freak, yes.
Yeah, he's playing.
He'll be in there, yes. He'll be in there. And the Boston Celtics are at home.
That's helpful.
Yeah, so it's going to be a tough game. It will be a tough game. Milwaukee's good. But I think the Boston Celtics have played very well in this series. They really have. And whatever happens tonight, I'm still proud of the Boston Celtics.
Well, we can't have I told you so. Two I told you souls.
Well, no. I said what I said. What I indicated was, I think the Celtics have a better chance of getting out of their individual round, Game 7, than the Bruins did. Well, the Bruins did not get out of Game 7 in round 1.
Well, you got tough teams. These teams are tough.
Carolina is tough, yes. Carolina's tough, and they deserve to be in the second round. Whoever wins tonight deserves to be in the next round. That's what I will say for the NBA. Also, Mavericks and Suns. That's another good one. Dallas has done very well in this series, but I do expect the Suns to win. Maybe it will go to overtime. But that's been a tough series for both teams. But they are coming off... The Suns are coming off a bad loss, too. So that may motivate the Suns to win Game 7. They're coming off a 113-86 Game 6 loss. So they're coming off a blowout
113-86?
113-86, yes. The Phoenix Suns are coming off a loss. And finally, we won't spend too much time on the Red Sox because it was still early season, but 11-3 win last night. They moved to 13-20. Not a great record, but
it's early.
It's early. Yeah. It's early. All right, 7:46. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we are going to briefly speak on Amtrak.
John Mayer.
Yep.
Recommendation from Bill in Pennsylvania.
John Mayer, yes.
Yeah.
John Mayer is very good. John Mayer, his music is very good.
So we're talking about the blues segment we had earlier. So
John Mayer is very good. His music, definitely check it out.
He's definitely pushing the John Mayer on me, and I have to listen because.
All right, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. We'll come back. We'll briefly speak on Amtrak. And
I have an alignment. I know the route. I did my homework.
So that's what we wanted to talk about. All right, we'll do that when we come back here on Middleboro in Review. We'll be right back.
You got the same article I got, right? It's just not many. I looked and there's not many articles. The only thing I can really determine on the I know the route.
Yeah, there's nothing really.
But I mean, I got an idea but I'm not sure.
I'll just ask you about the route.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
Well, I'm not even 100% sure. I know it might be near Lenox.
Okay.
Well, west over near. Well, where's Tanglewood? One's gonna be over near Tanglewood, and then.
Okay. Well, we'll speak briefly on it because I have.
Yeah, well, we gotta have the show wrapped up by what?
Yeah, that I want.
You're gonna have everything wrapped up by
yeah,
2.
I have a few things that I want to mention.
All right, we'll talk about it briefly.
152, and I have a trivia question for you.
Hall of Sacred Heart Church in Middleboro serves the residents of the towns of Middleboro, Lakeville, Carver, and Rochester. Our base of operations is in the lower level of the parish hall on Oak Street, directly across the street.
What town is Tanglewood in?
In downtown Middleboro. At this time, we serve approximately 500 families in our service area, and many of them come to us for various types of aid. This can take many forms and include many of the following programs: utilities and rent assistance, agency referrals, clothing and furniture vouchers, and temporary lodging. For more information, go to svdbmiddleboro.org.
Thanks.
May the good Lord bless you and keep you safe.
Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association is an association of combat veterans from all branches of the United States Armed Forces who ride motorcycles as a hobby. Our mission is to support.
I didn't hear Spark Street at the beginning. I wasn't even listening.
Our focus
I played it.
Yeah, I know.
care facilities.
You gotta do Williams Train Post after this, right?
Yeah.
Shelter and guidance.
And then we'll have about a little less than 10 minutes. So
Finish the show. I'll make it quick because you gotta get.
4 minutes on the Amtrak.
You can't go over, dude.
Yeah,
Do
4
not go
minutes.
over.
4 minutes on the Amtrak, and then 5 minutes on the train histories. Because I do have a trivia question I want to ask you real quick too.
Okay. Oh yeah, we'll make it quick. We don't want to rush the end of the show though. We don't.
No, we don't want to rush.
Facilities and veteran charities. To learn more about the
We'll have about a minute. We'll have about 9 minutes.
You can join or support.
About 9 minutes.
Please visit
To get all that done.
2-2.org.
Williams Trading Post, serving the residents of Middleboro since 1940.
You get the article up?
It's the perfect place to get
Nobody's gonna talk about.
We're just gonna talk about the route. I don't want to talk about. I will mention. I will mention the start date, July 8th.
Yeah,
and then
just tell them new Amtrak service, and I'll take over the rest.
Okay.
Thursday through Sunday, 9 to 5. Visit them at 556 Wareham Street or call 508-947.
It's really one train only.
98.
But
Okay. I got Red Mike back up. And we're back here on Middleboro in Review. It is the 15th. It is the 15th of May, 2022. Amtrak will be beginning what is called the Berkshire Flyer, and that will take place July 8th, 2022. That is the beginning of the service. It's going to be a pilot program, 2 years, 2022, 2023, and then they'll make a decision in 2024 if they're going to continue or if they will discontinue the service. But Dawn, you were looking up some information on this, and you have an idea where this is going to go.
oh yeah, I definitely have an idea. It's Beaman Penn Station, New York, New York, and it's running up the west side of Manhattan and running up the Hudson River. It's the same alignment as the Empire Builder, which runs trains from New York City to Buffalo, and it's the same alignment as the and the other one that goes to Chicago. That's the Lakeshore Limited, and so it goes up the Hudson River. You got Poughkeepsie, you have, and then you have Albany, Rosalia, and then it heads east through the mountains, through the part of New York. As far as I can tell, there's not many articles, so I had to really snoop around. Looks like there's 3 stations. There's one in New York, and I'm not sure what town it is. Another one looks like it's in West Stockbridge area. and then Pittsfield. And the whole West Stockbridge deal is for maybe Tanglewood. People going to Tanglewood and West Stockbridge and Stockbridge. Stockbridge is a summer resort area, a lot of hotels. And then you got Pittsfield. And it's sort of set up the way the Cape Cod train was set up years ago, but in the 80s or in the 90s, when it ran from New York to Cape Cod. The train would leave 3 o'clock. In this case, it's leaving New York at 3 o'clock, and it's getting up to Pittsfield at 7. And it's going to sit there until Sunday. So it leaves Friday from New York, and it leaves Pittsfield, and it's just one train. And I think it services those 3 stops on the alignment from Pittsfield to Albany Resnick Station. And then that's it. At the probably temporary stations, that's if they're even stations, they'll probably just pull up to a lot somewhere and put some stools out or whatnot. Sometimes they can do stuff like that. But that's the case. That's what they got to do. They got to see if that works. And I think if it works, it's going to open up trains coming from Boston.
Yeah.
Because we spent some time at Chester. And we talked to Dave Pierce, who runs the Chester train station there, the historic train station. It's a museum now. And he talked, they're trying to get commuter service out there. But I don't know, we'll keep an eye on it when more information pops up as far as where the 3 new stations are going to be on that line. We'll let you know.
Yeah, right. Arcane Histories. Plus, I have a trivia question for Don on one of Arcane Histories.
I hope I don't look like a dummy.
I think it's relatively an easy one.
Okay.
I have the answer right in front of me. 1602. Cape Cod, sighted by English...
Seated. Yeah.
By English navigator Bartholomew Gosnold. And that last name may seem very familiar, as on the Cape there is a town called Gosnold. It is named... I'm 100% sure it's named after him.
Right, but it's not on the mainland Cape. It's on the Elizabeth Islands.
Yeah, it's on the islands. Yes.
Yep.
Cape and Islands.
No, it's on the Elizabeth Islands.
Islands, yeah.
It's not part of the main
Cape. Oh, it's
Cape.
not part of the Cape?
No, it's the Elizabeth Islands. It's an island off of the main Cape Cod Island.
Okay, so...
And you can take a ferry there from New Bedford.
Okay, my bad. But yeah, Gosnold is a
Was that the trivia question?
No, that was not the trivia question.
Okay.
1911. In Standard Oil Co. of New Jersey versus United States, the United States Supreme Court declares Standard Oil to be in unreasonable monopoly under the Sherman Antitrust Act and orders the company to be broken up. It was broken up into 3 companies that all still exist. Don, what were those 3 companies?
Oh, I have no clue. The 3 companies from Standard Oil are the American companies.
Yes.
Chevron? No.
Yes, that was one of them.
Okay. Let's see. Texaco?
No.
I don't know.
ExxonMobil.
Okay.
BP and Chevron.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So those were the companies that became of Standard Oil. Standard Oil broke up, and those were the 3 companies there. 1940, Richard and Maurice McDonald opened up the first McDonald's restaurant. And of course, a little bit down the line, there was a takeover of that. And the new owner of McDonald's made McDonald's into what it is today. A large fast food restaurant, and it's all over the world. There's a great documentary type movie about that as well.
And there was the movie with Michael Keaton.
With Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Was that a documentary movie?
Was it a documentary movie?
No,
it might have been just a movie.
It was just a movie.
I think it was just a movie. Yeah. I thought it was a documentary type movie, but it's a movie. Michael Keaton plays the main character.
Ray Kroc, right?
Ray Kroc, yep. and it's a great film. Definitely check it out. 1970, Richard Nixon appoints Anna May Hayes and Elizabeth P. Hoisington, the first female United States Army generals, on this day in 1970. And in 2004, a today in history for our friend Barry, Arsenal FC go an entire league campaign unbeaten in the English Premier League, joining Preston North End FC with the right to claim the title, the Invincibles.
There's one thing I've noticed in Quincy, because I work in Quincy. If you're into rugby, they got a big rugby thing going on in Quincy at the Veterans Stadium. I've seen the banners all over Quincy Center. So if you're a rugby person, maybe look that up. Probably on the City of Quincy website, because if they're advertising banners, Hancock Street. But Veterans Memorial Stadium is beautiful in Quincy. It's halfway between North Quincy and Quincy Center. It's near Southern Artery and Hancock, and when else Quincy, and that's where the rivalry games would play. I mean, the between North Quincy and Quincy, that was like halfway point. It wasn't too far to the center where Quincy's presidents would be, or wouldn't be too far to North Quincy.
All right, our birthdays today. 1749, Levi Lincoln Sr., an important figure here in the state of Massachusetts, and also he's an American lawyer and politician, and also he's the 4th United States Attorney General. 1937, Madeleine Albright, Czech-American politician and diplomat, the 64th Secretary of State, Madeleine Albright.
Yeah, she passed away recently.
She passed away this year.
Yep.
And celebrating her 41st birthday, Jamie Lynn Sigler, American actress and singer, most well known for her role as mezzo-soprano in The Sopranos.
We watched her grow up. She was she had to have been about 12 years old when the pilot came out in 99, 12, 13.
Yeah. Okay, deaths real quick. 1886, Emily Dickinson, American poet and author, and in 2003, June Carter Cash, American singer, songwriter, guitarist, and actress. The wife of Johnny Cash, who we have lost 3 months after June Carter passed away. About 4 months, actually. I think he died on the 12th of September of 2003. All right, that'll do it for today's program. We'll be back next week, the May 22nd edition of Middleboro in Review. We will have a guest as well. We will have the host of Musical Odyssey, Ed Sutka, calling in. That will be next week. Join us next week. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great week.
Yep, have a great week. Still over a minute.
Yeah.
We just can't get off in time, huh?
Gotta find a happy medium, but we'll work on it.
I think you're wrong about Johnny Cash.
What?
I think you're wrong about Johnny Cash. I think he died in June.
No, I think he died in September. I think he died September 12th. I think. Or was he born on September 12th? He might have been born on September 12th. Yeah, I might be wrong on that. Yeah, he might have been born on September 12th.
13th. Oh, what? Dated July 13th. No.
Well,
that's Joe Cash. Never mind. Johnny Cash.
USA Radio News with Tim Berg.
The price of gas is
Bye, everybody.
another record high. AAA